So, here's a little bit of a rant about real estate today. Not really a rant, though. It's not like I'm going to get cynical about it. From what I've seen, if you're looking in Ashland County, Richland County, Wayne County, is it's pretty competitive out there. And it's been that way, and it's gearing up to be more so as time goes on. Just recently, I had an offer in with a client and ended up competing with five other offers and went almost 20,000 over ask. And now this was, of course, a newly redone home, fully remodeled, all that kind of stuff. But once again, we're seeing that. And of course, everybody wants the nice newly remodeled home. They want to move in. They don't want to have to do anything. And so what you're finding is there's going to be some competition. So make sure when you're working with a realtor and you're out there looking at homes, have that discussion with your realtor about, okay, what does a competitive offer look like? What are the things we can do to compete? Is it always just about whoever brings the most money? Kinda, but I would say what really matters is what the seller nets. It's not always the top figure. Sometimes it's paying for all of the title insurance. Sometimes it's, instead of depending on the buyer broker split to handle the buyer's agent commission, you paying some of that. So even though you're not paying more money, the seller is netting more money because they're paying out less at closing. Now, the other thing is you want to remove all contingencies possible. If you have a home sale contingency, that can be kind of rough in a competitive market. Seller concessions are another thing. Now, there are things that people need when they're buying a home, and that's just how it is. I'm just saying, talk with your realtor about what you can do so that when you go to make that offer and you're in competition, you can put in the very best, strongest offer that you are capable of putting in to win that home. And the other thing is you need to ask yourself when you're making an offer on a home, like, is this the home? I would like to get this home at all cost. I will do all that I can to get this home. I would never suggest waiving inspections. I've seen that in the past, and it's not good. People can get in a home, then the people who bought the home may end up regretting it, and then maybe they end up in a legal battle with the seller of the home and all. Inspections, it's a great way. That way everybody knows what's going on and all bases are covered. But again, when in an extremely competitive market, these are things people will do so that they win, because you remove the inspection contingency. It's great. You're just saying, I'm buying this home. We get the loan commitment. That's it. I'm not worried about inspection. As long as it appraises, we're buying it. And that's the other thing. Then you're getting to appraisals. With people going so far over the ask, we used to see years ago when it was crazy, guaranteed appraisal gap coverage, which means that, let's say the home is $200,000, but yet competing offers take it up to $230,000. Now, just because someone is offering $230,000, will that home actually appraise at $230,000? Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it only appraises at $205,000 or $210,000. Maybe you get lucky and it appraises at $220,000, $225,000. Well, they offer $230,000. What about that other $5,000? Well, the seller knows that if there's no guaranteed appraisal gap coverage, that when that comes, the buyer is going to be like, hey, we need you to lower the price because the bank won't give us more money than the home is worth, and we didn't guarantee that we would cover any appraisal gaps. That's what appraisal gap coverage is. That's just saying, you know what, I'll guarantee an overage. Like if it appraises, I'll pay up to $5,000 over appraised value. I'll pay up to $10,000 over appraised value, whatever it is. But that is another thing you could do if you're willing to go there with your offer that can help you guarantee the offer, because even if it does appraise at $220,000 and you've guaranteed $10,000 over the appraised value, then the seller knows that even if the appraisal comes in low, they're going to get paid. So all of that can help you, but you have to talk about that stuff with your realtor. And it depends on your market, depends on the home, how you feel about the home. You may be offering on a home, but it's not your dream home, and you're like, hey, this is all I'm willing to do. If somebody else gets the home because they offered more money or they were able to remove such and such a contingency, that's fine. I am not losing any sleep at night over that. That's literally all I would give for this home. If I don't get it for that, we're looking for another home. Anyway, just make sure you have these conversations so that you're prepared and you're ready to go, and so that you may be able to be competitive and beat out the other offers when you do find that one home that is the home. You know, you're like, all right, we're giving them everything. I'm giving them the kitchen sink, the firstborn. They're getting the first round draft pick for me, whatever it is. Anyway, there we go. Hope you have a great day.